Hello and welcome to RollCall 4 from Human-Centered Apps. This video is going to take you on a quick tour of all of the main features of using RollCall. So I'm going to start on the home page. RollCall comes with its own app, so when you're in Salesforce, you go to the app picker and type in RollCall. There are actually two components, RollCall and RollCall Admin. We're going to focus on the RollCall app today. The RollCall app starts on a homepage that has a built-in calendar that shows you all of the events that you can take attendance for today. You can change views, month, week, and day, but the default is the day calendar. There's a quick guide in the upper right-hand corner, so if you need access to any of the main help documentation, you can always just go back to your homepage and click on any of these links to be taken to the step-by-step documentation on our website. There's also a link to the RollCall community, which is for RollCall users to log in, exchange ideas, and get targeted and specific help on your questions. So that's the homepage. The RollCall calendar is the month view of all of your course sessions. And in this video, we're going to be populating some new courses onto this calendar. The Courses tab is where you start to add your courses. Sessions is the list of all of the sessions that you're teaching, so Sessions populates the calendar. And of course, the Reports tab is where you would go to find reports from RollCall. So it's very streamlined, it's very simple. So let's get started. We're going to start by, let's build out our semester. So I'm going to go to the Courses tab, and I'm going to click New. I want to provide a name for my course. Since the summer is coming up and the beach is on my mind, I'm going to set up some beach combing here. You search your contacts for your instructor. So you can manually set a calendar display color and a background color. So the display color is the text that you see on the calendar. The display color is the little side panel to sort of show, color code your events. Most organizations will have their Salesforce systems administrator set up an automation that picks up some sort of attribute on the course. Maybe you add a custom field called course type. That automatically sets this color coding so that it's consistent and you don't have to do it manually. Since we don't know what each individual organization wants to do for each course, we leave that up to you. And I'll show you how to set it manually. The community offers tips for sysadmins on how to set up the automation. So I'm going to set a max enrollment of 12 people. And then we get into the scheduling. So this is going to meet every day for 60 minutes, and it's going to start on May the 1st, and it's going to go through the end of May, and it meets on Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. So this does require you to enter 24-hour time. There's a hint when you hover to remind you. And let's add Friday at 7 a.m. So remember to put the leading 0 here. When you hit save, Salesforce RollCall is going to create sessions for each time your class meets. And it will drop you onto the calendar view for the specific course. So you can see here, this is just beachcombing. If I go to the overall calendar, I'm also going to see all of my beachcombing sessions. So let's go back to my course. I have the list of sessions right here. So if I need to change or adjust anything, that's where I get to it. I'll show you that in a little bit. We have our list of enrolled students. We have the details for editing and changing anything. And of course, we have all of our other related items here. So let's enroll some students. Up in the top bar, you're going to have a button that says New Course Enrollment. From the course, you want to click that button. Search for your contacts. You can, of course, do this in bulk if you like. The enrollment status should be enrolled if you would like the student to be scheduled for attendance. The other options are waitlist, dropped out, and canceled. And if you want to enroll Cyrus as of today, then you leave starting session alone. So I'll enroll him, and then I'll come back and show you a different way. When you click Save, you get a course enrollment. You get the ability to start taking attendance for Cyrus in the future. So if I click on a session that's coming up, we have Cyrus on our roster now. But notice, if I go to the roster and I go to Cyrus's enrollment, that even though our course started on May 1st, Cyrus's enrollment is at this point forward. So today is May the 12th. Cyrus is enrolled in everything that's coming up. What if I need, if I'm enrolling a student for a course that's already in progress, but that student has already attended a few sessions? No problem. You go to your course, you click Course Enrollment, and you choose your starting session. So if I start looking for beachcombing, the only sessions I can choose from are actually are the ones tied to this record, to this course. So if I want to enroll this person as of the very first session, I can find that session and click Save. So now if I go to a session in the past and take attendance, I see Heather Winters, but not Cyrus. If I go back to my course and I look at Wednesday, I'll see them both. So what if our student doesn't already exist? So when I'm on my attendance tracking page and I want to get back to my course, I just click the View Course button. I'm still enrolling students, so I want to click New Course Enrollment. Because this is using Lightning, if I don't find the person that I want, I can just click New Contact and add them. You can add as much as your organization asks you to add. When you click Save, that new contact is dropped into your student section on the new course enrollment, and we can keep going as we have been. Okay, so now we've got 3 students enrolled. We can see them from the course on the Enrollments tab. We can look at the details of their course enrollment from this Enrollments tab. You can see how many sessions they are scheduled for. You can see how many they've attended so far, how many they've been absent so far, and if you want to see their full notes history, you can click View and go straight to all of their attendance records with the dates and the notes, as well as their status for that record. So that's how you enroll a student. I'm going to go back and set up a new course. We're going to go kiteboarding. In this case, I'm going to manually set a display color. So this, again, is my text. I can either do just the word, the color word, like blue or red, choose a primary color, or I can choose a HTML hexadecimal style. You may have seen something that looks like this. For choosing a hexadecimal color, you can just search for hex color picker and grab the color off of the results. So you can use this slider to find a color you like, and you see these colors change as you go along. So I'm going to paste that in. So what we will expect on our calendars is that the text color will be blue and the background is going to be that color that we just chose. So we're going to set max enrollment. We want this to meet every other. And if I forget something, I will not be able to save. Each of the required fields is necessary. We go Tuesday, Thursday of next week, and you can see that the text is in blue and the side is in that color that I chose from the color picker. When I go to the overall calendar, I can see beachcombing is in our default colors and kiteboarding stands out in a different color. As you've probably seen from my clicking through so far, everything on the calendars is linked. So when you click on any one item in the calendar, you go straight to that take attendance page. There's 3 ways to get to taking attendance in RollCall. You click on home, and if there are any events today, you can go take attendance directly from the home page. So that will take you directly to the attendance page. You can take attendance from the RollCall calendar. So again, you just click on any of the dates and you'll go directly to that class meeting or that session, and you can take attendance. And finally, from the course itself, the course calendar, you can also click on the session from within the course and go straight to the take attendance. We tried to make it so that there's no wrong path to get to the most important part of RollCall, which is keeping track of your students. Finally, even if you are on the course and you go to the session list, which is just the text list of all of the sessions, if you click on the name of the record, then you're also going to go to the take attendance page. So any way you prefer to get to your take attendance page, there's no wrong path. You're always going to wind up right here so that you can quickly take attendance and take some notes for whoever was in your class that day. So to take attendance, you can either change the status one at a time to indicate whether someone arrived or was absent or late. Your systems administrator can change these values to match your terminology for your courses. You can add a note. And you can hit save. And when you see the save complete notice flash up, you'll know that your work has been saved. On this screen, you can also filter to go straight to a particular student. In our example with 3, that's not particularly impressive, but if you have 40 students and you need to make notes on just the one, that becomes really handy. If you want to see the history of the notes that you've made about these students, from the session record from where you're taking attendance, you can click on roster. This shows you everyone who is enrolled and has been enrolled in the course. And you can view their attendance history from here. So if you want to see what notes you made about Cyrus in the past, you click on view and it's going to show you the notes and the history here. So I'm going to go back to taking attendance through the roll call calendar. What happens if we want to take attendance in bulk? So you've got 40 people in a class, all of them showed up except for one. That's supported as well. You just click in the little box here in the upper left-hand corner. It will select all of the records that are shown. You can uncheck anyone you don't want to update. And then whichever field you wish to bulk update, click the gear in the header, change the status, click bulk edit, and your selection will be applied to everyone that has a check along the left-hand side. You'll be shown unsaved changes until you save your work, click save, and your course history is saved. Notice that there are some key pieces of information up at the top of your session. You've got the date, of course, the number of students that we expect, the number of students that have been marked as attended, number of students that have been marked as absent. This doesn't refresh when we make these changes. The next time you come back to this screen, or if you reload the page, you'll see 2 students have attended. We also have statistics at the enrollment level. So if we want to see how many sessions Cyrus has attended, you can click on roster. We have the statistics showing on the roster, so the number he's attended so far, the number that they've been absent so far, but you can also click into the course enrollment, and you can see that for beachcombing, Cyrus's status is enrolled, he's scheduled for 8 sessions, he's attended 1 so far, and here are his course statistics. We also keep track of the number of sessions that have been have had attendance marked, so you can keep track of whether or not you can keep track of your work in progress. This comes in really handy for statistical reporting and just keeping track of students' progression throughout the course of the semester. So let's talk about making changes. We've shown you how to add a course, shown you how to add a student, and we've shown you how to take attendance. Those are the key functions of the day-to-day work in RollCall. But what happens if you need to make a change? Human-Centered Apps is located in New England, and we have snow days every so often, so it's not unusual to need to change or reschedule a session. That's easy enough to do. Let's say kiteboarding was rescheduled from the 5th to the 12th. I'm going to click on the kiteboarding from the calendar. I'm going to click on session details. And right now for 4.1, we do need you to change the date in 3 places. We have some upgrades coming soon. Session date is what shows up on the calendar, but class date, start date, and end date time are actually how the calendar knows where to place the session indicator. So you just hit edit, and let's say we're going to move this to 5/12. And we're not going to change the time. We're just going to change the date. When you hit save, the session name is updated automatically. The date will then show up on the roll call calendar, is moved from the 5th to the 12th. That's all you have to do. For anybody who was scheduled for that session, you'll just take attendance like normal. I'll show you again with another session that has some students in it. So let's look at beachcombing. We'll move it from the 13th to the 14th. Change the session details. And let's say this is actually moving from 3 p.m. to 2 p.m. You can do that as well. And when you hit save, your attendance is going to work just fine. And your calendar will show that session moved from the 13th to the 14th. So you can just click on it and take attendance as normal. So that's moving a date. What happens if you need to cancel a session outright? Same thing. You start from any of your calendar views. You click on the session that needs to be canceled outright. Let's go ahead and cancel kiteboarding on the 7th. You click on session details. You click on session status, change it to canceled, and hit save. And that will drop it off the calendar. Kiteboarding is not there anymore. If you cancel a class with attendance expected, again, you click on the calendar, click on session details, change it to canceled. And what you'll see when you go to take attendance is that all of the attendance is tracked as session was canceled automatically. This lets you exclude that status from your reports, and it doesn't count against the students in in the aggregations and in the statistics we provide. So that's how you cancel a session. What if you need to cancel an entire course? Same thing, just as easy. You go to courses. You're going to cancel kiteboarding. You click on details. You change the course status. Change this to canceled. You'll see that the session list is going to have all sessions canceled. You'll see it's actually all sessions in the future. We had already canceled this one. So all sessions as of today forward will be canceled. And when we click into any of the ones that were just canceled, if there were anyone expected to attend, their status would also be canceled. Session was canceled. So when you cancel a course, of course, it drops off the calendar. So then the last thing that we're going to show you in this video is what happens if you need to reschedule a course. We always start again, either you can click into it from the calendar or you can just go straight to your course list. You go to details, and all you have to do is change any of these scheduling items, and the session list will be recomputed automatically. So let's start with an example where our start date and our end date don't change. But instead of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we actually need to reschedule this to Tuesday, Thursday. So I'm going to just change my schedule. And what we're going to see is that the first thing, our calendar changes to Tuesday, Thursday. And of course our main view does as well. Any of the sessions that we click into are going to have all of the students that are enrolled, already tied and waiting to have the attendance taken. If I go back to this course and I look at the session list, I'm going to see that we didn't delete the information that was changed. We didn't delete the Monday, Wednesday, Friday records. We just flagged them as something you might want to delete. And the reason that we do that is because we don't want to ever accidentally remove information that you rely on for reporting. So we instead flag the records that you may want to review for deletion. We retain the information, but we take the session out of any of the statistics about the student, and we encourage you to remove any sessions where scheduled for deletion is flagged from your reports as well. If there's nothing here you want to keep, then no harm done. You click delete, or you can have your systems administrator bulk delete it. But you can also just leave it alone because it won't get in your way. So that's one type of schedule change. The other type of schedule change is we often get programs that need to run a course where you might have the same participants or the same enrolled students from quarter to quarter or from semester to semester. Instead of creating a brand new course and re-enrolling those students, which of course you can do if that better supports your reporting, you can also extend the course. You would extend the course by simply editing the relevant information. I might just roll this forward into the fall. These years and term sessions are for your convenience and for reporting. They don't have any bearing on automations. I'm going to move my start date out to June 1st, my end date to August, and I'm going to leave my Tuesday, Thursday schedule. So when I click save, those same 3 students that are enrolled are going to be tied to all of my new June and July records. I won't have anything flagged for delete because this is all out into the future. There's no schedule conflict. We're just building new sessions. So if I view all, I have my whole list here. And of course, on my calendar, I now have my Tuesday, Thursday pattern all the way out through July. And if I look out into the end of that session, I still have folks scheduled for that session. So that is the Whirlwind Tour. There's a lot of customization available still in RollCall, as you've come to expect. We have actually introduced more functionality and more flexibility for Salesforce systems administrators that we have documented in another video, and are happy to support on the RollCall community. So let us know what you think. We're really excited about RollCall 4. We think it really brings together the best of the presentation and flexibility and power of Salesforce Lightning with all of the features that our community has helped us build into this product over the last 5 years, and we're very excited to bring you the latest version.